So it was a large room on the second floor of the student union at the University of Miami called the International Lounge at the time. And it was a room that was usually used for lectures and movies and whatnot, but this day it was full of everybody sitting there looking down at the papers in front of them, writing furiously, because we knew we only had 20 minutes, and it was a lot of pages to get through. And Harv, the person who had come from California to administer this test, said, "Don't worry about finishing everything. It's not really about finishing, it's about which ones you get right and which ones you don't get, and it'll be fine." So everyone's writing furiously, and finally the 20 minutes is up, and we have to turn in all these papers, and they say, "Don't go away, we're gonna go through these right now, and we'll let you know the results in just a bit." So we all sat there, and people were kind of talking to their friends and super excited, and I sat there by myself because I didn't really have friends. And so just sitting there, and we watched this big stack of papers out there kind of go down and get split into two stacks, one of which grew significantly faster than the other one. And finally all the papers were gone, and Harv picks up that smaller stack and says, "If I call your name, please join me in room such and such down the hall." So everyone's all excited. They're sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for their name to be called. And as each name is called, people are getting up and they're hugging and they're high-fiving and stuff like that. I'm waiting for my name to get called. And finally, Harv says, "Gary Bremen." So I jump up, and there's nobody to high-five because I don't really have any friends. So I go down the hallway and go into the room and sit kind of by myself. And everyone else is in the room, and at the front there's a table, and it's got like a suitcase on it, kind of a big tall suitcase. And we're all sitting there nervously wondering what's in the suitcase. And Harv and another woman come in, and they kind of click the latches, and they open the suitcase like a big clamshell, and inside is a wheel with spikes all around the edge and colored bars with dollar amounts on them, and one of those dollar amounts says bankrupt on it. And it's like, oh my God, we're really at a Wheel of Fortune screen test. This is so cool. And so we go and we play little games, and we're being tested out to be on Wheel of Fortune. And we're playing games, and they take our pictures with a Polaroid camera and attach it to our little test that we had taken earlier, and say, we'll contact y'all in a few weeks. Thanks for being here today. So I'm like looking at the mailbox every day, waiting for something to come. And finally the letter comes from NBC Studios in Burbank, California, and says, "Congratulations. If you're ever in the Southern California area, please give us a month's notice and you can be on Wheel of Fortune as a contestant." So I immediately started making plans to fly to California. And from that day until I actually went to California, I watched Wheel of Fortune every single night. And it was partly in practice and partly in looking at the prizes, because some of you may remember when Wheel of Fortune first started, you got a dollar amount, but you didn't get that amount. You actually had to buy prizes from the showcases, right? And they were things like, a trip to Hawaii, or a set of encyclopedias, or a ceramic dog, or something like that. And every night we would watch, and my mom would say, "Oh, a trip to Hawaii is a nice prize, Gary. Luggage is a nice prize, Gary." And so we'd watch, and I'd get all excited. And finally I'm off to California, and I go to the studio, and they film 4 shows a day, and I didn't get picked for the first one or the second one or the third one, and I'm like really nervous that I'm not gonna get on the 4th show either, but finally I get picked. And I'm up there, and I'm in my tie that I swear was like 4 inches wide in 1984. And doing the puzzle, and every single letter I guess is wrong. And it's so much harder than it seems at home. And everyone else just is doing so much better than I am. And then I finally get around to it, and I hit my chance to call out the letters. So what do you call out? You call out the common letters, right? You call out R, no R. She calls out an S, no S. He calls out a T, no T, no L. Bankrupt, lose a term. All these letters aren't finally an N. Yeah, there's an N in there, and someone buys a vowel with no money, and they got 2 E's up there finally. And then I finally, I don't know, I guessed a P, and there was a P, and then I guessed a C, and there's a C. And I'm starting to see these 4 words light up, and finally I got it in my head. It's keep your voice down. And I said, "Pat, I'm gonna solve the puzzle. It's keep your voice down." And he says, "Yes," and everyone's going crazy, and it's all so exciting. And I have $850 to spend in a in a showcase. And so the showcase spins around and they give you a list that nobody in TV land sees. And it's a list of all the things that you can buy, which my list is like covered up except for 3 items. And I see on there, I see the word, and then my mom comes into my head, luggage is a nice price. For $738, Pat, I'll take the luggage and a $75 Gucci lizard skin key case and the rest on a gift certificate. And so I get home to Miami, my luggage eventually arrives and my Gucci lizard skin key case arrives, which I really don't need. So I think I'm gonna go to Bal Harbor and turn this Gucci lizard skin key case in at the Bal Harbor store. So I go, I received this as a gift and I'd like to exchange it for something else. There's not much in the Gucci store you can get for 75 bucks. But the guy believed me, and I traded it in for a little jewelry box. It was a cloisonne butterfly jewelry box that I got and I gave to my mom. And she kept it on her dresser for a really long time. And when she died last summer, I took that jewelry box as one of the things I took from her house, and I keep it in my living room. And I see it often when I'm watching TV, and I look over there, and it always makes me smile because I hear my mom's voice. Luggage is a nice price.